10 reviews on Amazon. 20 reviews on Amazon. Please. Please. Please.
Wow. What's up, everybody? Tina Gomez.
Mark Wynn. And we're Team Animex. And we're here to talk about something that we have been wanting to talk about for a long time. And that is our own books.
Well, our novels.
Our novels. Right. We just recently, I guess you could say, republished our thriller suspense series. Remastered. That's a much better word.
It is.
The Gift of Fortune. However, this is missing the third one because it's a trilogy.
Yeah, we didn't order it yet.
Yeah, it's on the way.
It's on the way.
Yeah, it's on the way. So you may be wondering,
what is the Gift of Fortune?
not while I'm rubbing my eye. So you may be wondering,
What is the Gift of Fortune?
well, that's a good question, people out there. And to answer that question, is The Gift of Fortune is a novel trilogy, as I said, that revolves around a character named Michael Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, Michael Fortune he's an up-and-coming writer. He was doing his thing independently for a while, but then he finally gets signed to a major publishing deal. Now, originally, his stories were, mainly just romance and love stories and whatnot. But after people start to lose interest in him, his boss at the publishing company, Jervis, says, okay, look, we need to get this train moving again. We need to start bringing in more readers, bringing in more viewers. And
here's some ideas.
Here's some ideas. So he gives him the idea to change his romance story that he's currently writing into
a horror story.
A horror story.
Yeah.
And obviously,
which is drastically different.
Right. And obviously, Michael's like, I'm not about to do that. That's too different, right?
But he has a concern for a reason why he doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, it's not just because it would be a crazy change in storyline. You want to tell him why?
It's also because the characters that he creates in his stories are also living beings.
Right. See, Michael has something called the gift of creation. And you'll learn more about that, obviously, in the story, well, in the trilogy as a whole. And pretty much the gift of creation allows him to create living and inanimate objects.
Yes.
By a few steps that he mentions in the story. And so Michael discovered this when he was young. And so now he kind of uses it to his advantage in a way, in order to write, really realistic characters and whatnot. He pretty much created a certain amount of characters, created the situations that they're in, and then he pretty much writes about how their life unfolds, But his boss, Jervis, doesn't know anything about this.
No.
And yet he is trying to get him to put these real people in real life or death situations.
Right. So Michael is torn. He's like, man, do I put these people's lives possibly on the line for just a story for people to enjoy? But Michael has a serious situation back at home.
Right.
See, he has a very sickly wife, and he needs to be able to afford her medications and whatnot. She's not able to work. She's bedridden at the moment. And also she has a really rare disease. So he's like, well, I gotta do it for my wife.
Yeah, because Jervis actually brings up the idea of the success of this new horror story could possibly bring them closer to a cure.
Right. So Michael decides to do it, and pretty much the story just starts to follow these characters on their journey in this new horror plot.
Right. This story is told in the past, leading up to the present.
Yes.
So the story, The Gift of Fortune, which is the first book in the trilogy, it opens up with Michael in this pit of darkness that he calls the Void. In this place, he feels like he's constantly falling. He is surrounded by darkness, and he feels like he's pretty much
dying.
going to die.
Yeah.
And his last hope of desperation was to recall all the events that brought him
to this
into
point.
the void.
Yeah.
And so he's basically going to be retelling you guys, the readers, how he got to where he got to. So for all you guys out there who are manga fans, no, it's not a manga. It's, you know, it's got words all in it. Oh no, it's the pictures.
Oh my god, I need pictures.
But hear us out, okay? We're we're manga anime fans as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we wrote this with that state of mind.
Right.
We wrote these stories with the mindset of, you know, this being an anime or a manga, so it's easily digestible if you like those kinds of things. They're not long books either. I mean, you get these books that are like 300, 400, 500, 600 pages, and
like 40 chapters.
They're all under 300 pages.
Yeah.
So it's a relatively short read, and we would really appreciate it if you guys gave it a chance and checked it out. And if you do, we really, really would appreciate it if you guys could leave reviews on Amazon as well.
Mm-hmm. And let us know what you think. If you want to, you know, write it here on YouTube in the comments. Let us know you checked it out. Our socials are down below, so if you want to talk to us about it on our socials.
Yeah, and also I wanted to mention that one of our inspirations for coming up with the story was Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are a fan of something like Death Note, then I think you'll also really enjoy this. I'm not saying it's completely like Death Note,
Right.
but
it was an inspiration.
It was an inspiration, and I think if you like that style of like story, I think you really enjoy this. Side note, this story is also loosely based around our lives. Primarily mine, but our lives.
Yeah, loosely.
Loosely.
There's a lot of
It's a lot of exaggeration, but there's a lot of references to our lives as well. So yes, we've murdered and created beings.
Oh yeah, of course.
Tina's actually going to give you guys a bit of a taste, and she's going to read to you the prologue. If you guys enjoy it, we don't actually mind reading more of the story for you. And because, you know, I know some of you guys are like, I don't want to sit down and read. Well, you know what? We'd be willing to read chapters out of the book for you guys if you enjoy it. And you could just pledge to us on our Patreon to, you know, show your support, which is cheaper than buying the whole book. Oh my god. Can we get started?
I get to read it?
You're about to read.
I actually really okay, a little bit of more backstory is Mark wrote most of it.
Right. I'm the creator of the story.
I'm co-writer.
And I'm co-writer, and she's co-writer.
Right. So I'm actually a huge fan of his story. And I'm honestly not just saying that because we're partners and teammates. And I really, really love the story. So this is prologue 1. Okay. Am I going to die here? In this dark pool of my own shame, sorrow, and pain? I've written so many stories, created so many characters, and yet I never thought of how the story of my own life would close. What words will be written in those final pages? Endings were never my specialty anyway. Whatever does happen, at this point it's completely unavoidable. No fighting it. I can hardly move. A subtle twitch of my fingers and toes is about all I can manage. I feel as if I'm surrounded by an insurmountably powerful force. Powerful to the point I can't escape its grip, but at the same time gentle. Gentle enough that I feel no momentum, no velocity, and no air around me. In fact, I hardly feel anything externally. It's strange. I've never felt anything like it. My mind is exhausted, having been pulled, stretched, and tested beyond its limits. I am certain that I'm in a downward motion, and have been for immeasurable amounts of time, falling. As I continue downward in this motion, my eyes drift slowly toward what I believe is the top of this endless pit. but nothing is there. Not anymore. I can clearly feel my eyes looking around, trying to form images from the information they are receiving, but I feel blind. I'm shrouded in this dark void. Even as dark as it is now, it seems to be getting even darker. My mind struggles to perceive how that could even be possible. The blackness is so thick that it seems as if it's tangible, as if I could part it with my hands. I feel the longer I descend, the worse things will become, and I don't know if I can endure anymore. My chances of escape are becoming slimmer. My mind is slipping closer to insanity. After the things I've done, I deserve this. Whatever is waiting at the bottom, if there is one, I should welcome it with open arms. The horrible and twisted crimes I've committed, the people I've betrayed, the one I abandoned. They would want me here. They would want me to suffer just as they did. If I could get out of here, I'd have so much to answer to, so many things to reconcile for, so many sins to repent. This can't be what I was created for, what I was designed to do. If I could perhaps talk to whatever it is that made me who I am, somehow, if I pleaded to it, would I be saved? Forgiven? Or would it leave me here to perish? I suppose at this point, I don't have a lot of options. Even a long shot would be good odds. Okay then, it's decided. If there is some sort of true God, some external force of supremacy, a true creator, if you do exist, I need you to hear me. I may not have much time, but here goes. My name is Michael Fortune. But you surely knew that if you are indeed a deity. I know I have a lot to answer for, and a lot of things to make right. But if you are willing to listen, I am willing to tell you everything. I did it!
You did it! Please buy. Please. No, just kidding. But thank you for reading. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
But we hope you guys enjoyed that little excerpt from the story. And actually, if you did enjoy that, you can also listen to chapter 1 for free on our Patreon right now.
Self-promo.
So, like, we know a lot of you guys aren't going to, love reading. Or maybe you will. But if you do, we appreciate it if you take the time out to check these books out, whether you buy it, whether you listen on Patreon. We appreciate your support. And
like, you guys really don't know.
It means the world to
yeah,
us.
like how much this means to us. This is part of our dream. Like, this is what we want our career to be, is to pretty much make stories, make art, and to be able to have people enjoy it. And that's how we make a living. Yeah,
and just like, how you guys enjoy all the different series that you love out there, we're trying to create something amazing for you guys to enjoy.
Yeah.
And maybe we can have a spot on your bookshelf. Maybe. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for your support.
Yeah, even watching this video is supporting us.
Yeah, even giving it a thumbs up. And subscribing helps immensely. And we promise if you guys do check it out, you won't be disappointed. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys, and thanks so much for all the support any of you give us. We really, really appreciate it. You really don't know how much this means to us. So we'll see you guys in the next one. So if you guys like this video and you want to support us further, go to Amazon.com, where all you have to do is type in Team Animex and you'll find all of our books. And if you would like to check it out for free, just check the links below.